This is not where you want to be 2 days before a drag race where you could lose your beers. I'm in Lake Havasu City, Arizona, came here to dyno test my car. Did that, made big power, and now the cylinder heads are off the motor because we have a massive coolant leak into the crankcase that we don't know where it's coming from. And we have to slam this thing back together, try to track test it at least once, and then go to Pomona, California to race John Chase, who called me out on YouTube because he has a similar car that he thinks is faster than Blasphemi. Winner gets a trophy, loser gets their beard shaved right then and there at the drag strip. And let me tell you, I don't want to lose. There's another chin under here that my wife does not want to see again. Took the heads down the street to JD Machine, had them pressure tested. They weren't leaking, but the machine shop looked over the heads and discovered that the surface of the cylinder head had two things wrong with it. First off, it wasn't flat. There was actually a valley kind of in the middle, so it had to be machined. The other thing is the surface finish of the cylinder head wasn't smooth. This is a multi-layer steel gasket from Cometic. This sort of gasket wants a surface that is smooth as a baby's butt. It should almost be polished. That's how they seal really well. And when you look at this gasket, knowing what we know now about there being kind of a valley in the cylinder head, if you look at the gasket, it's discolored right here in the middle of the gasket, all the way across it. This is the low spot in the cylinder head. So what we've got to do now is take our new cylinder heads, find a new set of gaskets, clean up the block, clean up the heads, put it back together, cross our fingers that when we put it on the dyno again tonight, it all stays sealed up. And then we're gonna bonsai to California because we are 2 days away from racing John Chase for our beard. The other thing we're looking at right now is we're gonna use this machinist parallel and we're gonna set it on the surface of our engine block here and we're gonna make sure that's flat. Yeah, we're good. The block is good. I think most of our issue was the finish on the cylinder head and the fact that the cylinder head wasn't flat. And I think we can fix this thing today and make big power again and go beat John Chase. Here's a tip for you guys. Torquing head studs. You really need to do it in sequence to pull the head down evenly and get the right clamping force. Write the pattern on a piece of cardboard. You don't have to memorize anything and you'll know you're doing the job right. Right now we're assembling the valve train and what I'm doing is I'm setting the valve lash, and the valve lash is simply the clearance between the tip of the rocker arm and the tip of the valve. You have to have a certain amount of clearance there so that the valve can shut when the engine's cold. And as the engine expands and everything grows, you don't want such a big gap that there's slop in the valve train. So after you milkshake your motor, it's a good idea to bring it up to operating temp and change the oil a couple of times. I recommend buying the cheapest motor oil you can. Don't buy that synthetic stuff. Fill her on up with the junk, warm it up, drain it out a couple times. You'll be good. Trust me, I'm an expert at this. We are supercharged once again. Two days to go. Engine is back together in one piece. Problem now is we have a fuel leak. Who saw that coming? We don't even know if we fixed the coolant leak, but whatever. We're gonna put it back together, fire it up, and find our way to Pomona to race John Chase. Good luck, John.
Sugar's 180.
180 out. Hold on. What the? I didn't put that shit in there.